And we're back with Ron with another question from a member. Our member asked, Ron, if we are in 5D, will things like redemption, med beds, and replicators be needed as we can manifest it ourselves? Will these technologies be in 4D to heal many people so more can start ascension?
Those are interesting questions. Now, let me ask this to the person who's asked, where is the fifth dimension? Is it a place? Is it in your mind? If it's in your mind, can you go there? Can you go there in your mind, your fifth dimension, the one that you are creating before you get there? If somebody else created the fifth dimension, you're saying, I want to go there, that's their fifth dimension, not yours. You didn't create it. They created it. It's theirs. That's their stewardship. That's their sovereignty. That's what they came here to do. And so I can be corrected, but I'm not going to be corrected unless somebody can make more sense about that, because we are the creators of our life experience, period, exclamation point, end of conversation. What do you think about the fifth dimension? It's what you create. Now, it's not that we go someplace for it. It is in the process of getting there that we learn how to create things that we want to have in our fifth dimension. If you don't get rid of things like the redemption, med beds, replicators, and so forth, if you don't get rid of those thoughts thinking that somebody else's responsibility or does something and you get to benefit from it, in the fifth dimension, why would you want to do that when you can create it yourself? And you are the one that learned how to do that. By going through the ascension process, it will teach you the things that you want to know so that you can function in the fifth dimension in a way that is very uplifting for your eternal progression. Now, please keep in mind, eternity goes backwards as well as forward. Some people think that it starts when you come to this earth. No, that's not true. When you die, plunk, you're back to where you belong. No pain, no suffering, no problems. I mean, you can be that. You can carry them with you if you want to, but you don't. There's nothing requiring you to do that. And there's things in there that process of moving towards the fifth dimension. Alex was saying that in the fourth dimension, we're going through the fourth dimension to get to the fifth. The fourth dimension is the astral plane, and the upper portions are more spiritual than the lower portions. They're separated in 12 segments in each dimensional existence. And in the lower dimensions, that's where the drunks are. That's where the pink elephants, you can find those there. And that's where the dark side goes when they die. And then they don't go to a life review of love and that sort of thing. They just get reincarnated back into their own family, and they have all of their negative stuff that goes with them. That's how why they don't have to teach their children so much. I mean, they do. They put them through terrible stuff just so that they will continue on with this whole process that they're trying to do to destroy mankind. Lower end of the fourth dimension, that's where you find those guys. And you want to just pass them by. Now, I want to say this. In the fourth dimension, it's the astral projection. It's the astral planes, and we project into that when we sleep. We don't remember it because we're sound asleep. But in the astral plane, you get to travel and do all kinds of stuff that you never thought you could do. But we do it all the time. And there are those who can go into the astral projection through ways of doing that. There's books about it and that sort of thing. And if you're fascinated by it, then get a book and read about it. Astral projection. And it's true, because that's what we do every night. Your body just doesn't remain dormant. Your body does, but your mind doesn't. Your spirit, it travels and gathers all kinds of information. So that's the fourth dimension. The fourth D is the astral plane. If you want to travel, then do the soul travel rather than the astral projection. Soul travel is where you are in a higher dimensional way of moving around. That's just who you are, especially in fifth dimension. 5D, you can go wherever you'd like. See, we don't have somebody telling us what to do all the time. We are the ones who are in charge of our own lives. Unless you take control of your own lives, you're living the life of the cabal. Why would you want to continue to do that? And I talk to people all the time and tell them there's a different way than the organized religion. Organized religion is cabal. You want to take that into the fifth dimension with you? You can't do it. You can't do it. You're going to have to purify your life and get into the real truth about who you are. And that's a child of God with all of the abilities that God has to create what you want to create. Let's learn that. Let's learn that so that you don't have to get confused and wonder why things aren't happening for you. You're going to have to learn the truth. Because if you stay with organized religion's way of teaching you, then you are still part of the cabal. You're still a slave. It's hard to understand that. And I understand, and I have a lot of empathy. But you're going to have to get through it. You're going to have to do it. You keep putting it off. I have people saying, well, I no longer want to be a part of Love One Society. Well, I just have to let them go because they're not ready for the ascension process. They're not ready to be humanitarians in a highly evolved way for your incarnation this time on Earth. You've gone through a lot. The good humanitarians are old souls. They're not new. And they're the ones who are going to be doing the distribution of funds from when we go through the RV and redemption appointments. So there's a lot for us to look at. If you don't go through it, you're not going to get your funds if you think you're a humanitarian. You're not trustworthy because you believe in stuff that's not true. You purify your lives, and then God will have faith and trust in you that the money won't change your life. And that's how you show that you are ready, is by purifying your life and eliminating the things that are not true in your life. So I hope people understand that. Only humanitarians will get funds from the redemption, and only the humanitarians will have the funds and be able to use those funds for their activities their projects that they want to do for mankind. But you can write it all off if you're not willing to pay the price and learn how to talk to God. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. I'm sorry for those who think they can get through without doing the right work. Because you're going to be very, 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 very disappointed. But if you do the right work, then you'll have such a life that you could never imagine it here on this earth. You couldn't imagine it, how great it is. So those are things that we need to work at. Okay, so the ascension process, we go through fourth dimension and move on into the fifth as terms of our what we create and what we can experience. And again, you are the creator of your life. If you don't create it, it's not there. If somebody else created where you think you want to go, that's their creation, not yours. Crossing over dominions is not it does not happen in the higher realms. So, okay, we can talk about that and go on forever, but let's let that be for now.
Oh, great answer, Ron. But can I ask a quick question for that member? The second to the last question sentence said, will the technologies be in 4D? And so I wanted to find your answer about that.
That's a good question. I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't know what technologies will be in the fourth dimension. We go and travel around in the fourth dimension every night, but I don't remember it. So I don't know. I wish I did.
That's great, Ron. Thank you so much. And we will be right back with another question.